Alright, hey guys, on the road today, so we're going to have to do this way. But going through Deuteronomy 8, 9, just listen to it on the audio Bible. Anyway, next chapter, I think it was 8. He goes in and the Lord tells the Israelites that today is the day that they're going to cross over Jordan and that they're going to go into the land to dispossess the land, or to take the land from the current inhabitants. And one of the things that jumps out immediately is he tells them this is the reason why. And he tells them it's not because of your righteousness. It's not because, he tells them that twice in the passage, that it had nothing to do with you guys being so good, with you guys being good in your heart, or anything like that. It had to do with the current inhabitants of the land being so wicked. And there's 2 points that I kind of wanted to make. Number one is the fact that God had promised Abraham that he was going to bring a nation into this land, that they would own this land, and so on and so forth. Well, that means that God knows in advance that the current inhabitants, or that the future inhabitants, would be a wicked people. Which, once again, goes to the sovereignty of God. God knows what he's doing. He knows what's going on in the future. He doesn't see time in the same way that we do. But the other thing that comes to mind is the fact that God uses nations to discipline other nations. And we see that even today in our current time, when you look at all the turmoil that we're going through in the world right now, particularly in the U.S., I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is the question, did we do something to bring this on ourselves? Or is God using circumstances to discipline us? And I would argue, yes, absolutely. The whole transgender, trans gay, trans black, there's all of the things that are spoken about in the first chapter of Acts, as far as things that bring God's judgment down on a nation, up to and including the denial of creation. Is it any wonder that we're going through what we're going through? Now, again, that's not a time for us Christians to sit there and say, well, we got it all right. It's all these other evil people over here, because that's the same kind of self-righteousness that God was trying to put down in Israel, by letting them know it's not because you're righteous. But in fact, what needs to happen is that each and every one of us needs to take a good hard look at our own house. And just as was revealed in the rest of the passage in Deuteronomy 8, when God had talked about bringing judgment against Israel for their transgressions, Moses prostrated himself and prayed for them. And that's exactly what we're to do. We're to pray for these evil nations. We're to pray for those within our nation that are doing wrong. So something to think about, something that jumped out in light of current events and things like that. We just need to take a good hard look at ourselves and just pray. Anyway, you guys, God bless.